This is Praveen B. Hugar. This is a part 5 video of a class 8 science microorganisms Freind and 5. In previous video we discussed about what is food poisoning and different methods used for the food preservation, and in that one what is pasteurization and who discovered that process. Well, in this video we are going to know about what is nitrogen cycle, how the nitrogen is always remain constant in the atmosphere. Okay, in class 6 and 7th we know the rhizobium bacteria involves in the fixation of nitrogen in a leguminous plants such beans, pulses, and some of the nitrogen is fixed by lightning in the atmosphere. Nitrogen is always remain constant. How? It wonder how the nitrogen is always remain constant in the atmosphere. For this question, you want answer, you have to know what do you mean by nitrogen cycle. You know what you mean by cycle. Cycle means bicycle or chakra. It always rotates. Nitrogen cycle means nitrogen also always rotating in the atmosphere. Well, you already know in atmosphere 78% of nitrogen gas is present. Nitrogen is an essential constituent element. Essential is very important constituent element in plants as well as animals. The compounds like vitamins, nucleic acids, proteins are made by nitrogen. Whatever the atmospheric nitrogen is present, the plants and animals are unable to take directly. In the atmospheric nitrogen is converted by some of the nitrogen fixation bacteria as well as blue green algae. After that, what is in the form of usable form to the plants as well as animals, they use by plants for the photosynthesis, and animals also feed that one. Okay, nitrogen what fixed in the soils that is used by plants or synthesis of what that food, it may be protein or other compounds, and as well as animals also after what that preparation of food or synthesis of food that the animals feed on the plants, they get proteins as well as other nitrogen compounds. When plants as well as animals die, the bacteria and fungi also they buried or in the soil, they convert the nitrogen waste into nitrogen compounds in the soil, which are again used by the plants. Are you getting or not? See, the plants and animals are unable to use that whatever the nitrogen present in the atmospheric. That's why some of the nitrogen fixation bacteria, they convert the atmospheric nitrogen into usable form to the plants as well as animals. The plants and animals use that nitrogen, usable form of nitrogen. Plants prepare food and the animals feed that plants and get protein and other nitrogen element. Okay, again if plants as well as animal die, again what happens that bacteria and fungi, they convert the whatever the dead plant and animal into nitrogen compounds, again that will be utilized by what that plants. Some of the other bacteria converts the sum of a nitrogen compound into soil into the water nitrogen gas which goes back directly into the. Hence, the always nitrogen remains constant in the atmosphere. Again, we'll know in detail with the help of this cycle. Look at this cycle. It is nitrogen cycle is also called a biogeochemical cycle. Why? Because bio means life. Bio means what? Life. Here, plant as well as animals involved in this cycle. And geo means Geo. Geo means what? Earth. Earth also involves, that is soil. And again what? Chemical. Here which is a chemical element, main element, nitrogen. That's why the nitrogen cycle is also called what? A biogeochemical cycle. You already discussed the things, but in the you will see with the cyclic form. See, here atmospheric nitrogen, that is in 78% of gas is there. Okay, that is not in the useful form to the plants as well as animals. Some of the nitrogen will be converted by nitrogen fixation bacteria, and a blue green algae fix the atmospheric nitrogen to usable form to the plants as well as animals. Some of the nitrogen is fixed by lightning in the thunder happens in the atmosphere. Whatever that both bacteria as well as lightning, the compounds of the nitrogen in the soil. Okay, bacteria as well as lightning of that nitrogen always that they will be present in the form of simple compounds of a nitrogen in the soil. That will be utilized by the plants. They will take that whatever the nitrogen is available in the soil, and the plants they prepare the synthesize the food. That food will be feed by what animals. And if that plants as well as animals again they will die, or they will release a waste product as a nitrogen, again it will be go into the soil, again it will be utilized by the water plants, again they will synthesis. This also repeats. Some part of that whatever the but that dead of plant and animals, it is converted into simpler nitrogen compound, it is directly go into the atmosphere. This cycle always repeats. This cycle always repeats in the atmosphere. That's why always in the atmosphere nitrogen remains constant. Are you getting or not? The atmospheric nitrogen is there, that is a 78% is in the form of gas. It will be not used by directly by the plants as well as animals, but some of the bacteria and lightning they convert the nitrogen gas into simpler compounds, and it is present in the soil. That will be taken by what the plants, and plants will synthesize the food. Again that food will be fed by the animals. If animals and plants excrete waste product as a nitrogen, again go into the soil, again that will be utilized by the plants. And what else, if the plants and animals die, some part will be or that converted into nitrogen simple compound, they directly go into the atmosphere. This cycle keep on repeats. That's why it is called a nitrogen cycle. Another name is what? A biogeochemical cycle. Are you getting or not? That's why the nitrogen always remain constant in the atmosphere. Are you getting or not? That's why it is called biogeochemical cycle. It is very important in the point of examination. Okay, and this is the last part of this lesson. We discuss this last. I will give a summary. What you discuss in this lesson is, first, what do you mean by microorganisms, what are the characters, where they found, and what are the types, how they are useful, how they are harmful. Okay, how the food will be converted into poison, how they can preserve the food items, and how the nitrogen will be always remain constant in the atmosphere. What do you mean by nitrogen cycle? These are the main points of this chapter, that is microorganism, friend and foe. Okay, thank you for watching.